Hi, welcome to the channel today. And today I'm going to kind of do an update on the broccoli and the cauliflower, and I'm also going to show you kind of how to wet down a raised bed after it's been dried out. This is the broccoli here on Green Magic that I'd shown in other videos that had a lot of yellow in it. It was not doing well. I did add just a little bit of fertilizer to it, not too much, and they're doing a lot better. I have been setting them outside each night and put them in the morning, and like I say, it looks like that little bit extra fertilizer did kind of get them out of their funk that they're in or whatever. This one has 2 of them in it. I'm going to take one out. You don't want to put 2 of them in the same one. Tomatoes you can get by with it. You really don't on broccoli. I do like these here because I can just, push it up like that, and then I can actually transfer them out a lot easier than those cheaper ones. This one here is another broccoli. I did have them smaller trays. I put 2 per cell, and as you see, all of them almost came up this time. They're looking good. This over here is a cauliflower, and they came up really good too. Almost got close to 100% because I put 2 in each one, and this don't have 2, this don't have 2, but all the rest of them do. So, and 1 or 2 of them I had 3 of them in it, but.
The cauliflower.
Huh? Okay, that's the cauliflower here, and that's the broccoli over here. Okay. I got it tagged. I forget that on the tags of it. So that's a twister one, but still both of them are looking really nice, looking really good. Like I say, I don't put them out in the direct sunlight yet. I'm gonna let them grow up a little bit more and transfer them out later. Over here, well, I guess I'll show the carrots, which I showed just the other day. They're starting to come up some. It's getting more coming up, keeping it wet. I do need to keep damping it. I do need to wet them again. I haven't seen any ants yet. They've been a problem in the past. But over here I was going to show you, I did go out and dig this up. It's been sitting there all year. The chickens decided to get into it, then my dogs decided to get into it. I do got some chicken wire I'm going to wrap around it once I get everything wet down and whatever. But I will say this thing is extremely dry, as you can see. You're also seeing roots in it. Those roots are not from anything that I planted. Those roots are from the trees and from the bush. That's how many roots I just pulled out. And I did that today. So this stuff's just now. Like I say, this stuff's really dry. So I'm gonna show you how many tree roots gets in these things. So you do want to me, if you got a lot of big trees around it, you may want to every year come in here and just dig those up to knock them back. But anyway, this thing is really dry, and one problem people do, especially when they're planting carrots or something, is they come in here and they're going to say, we're going to wet this thing down. So they wet it down like this, and they're going to think, well, that's going to be nice and wet. And they think that, and even I do, unless I say, y'all, I will add some more to this. But you think that would actually have some depth. To me, I'm thinking 1 inch or 2, okay? But when you go up here to dig this up, look how shallow that is. That's not that deep at all. So you have to really wet this thing down several times. And I may wet this thing down where I think it's completely wet 4 or 5 times. Because you want this to be totally wet before you plant your carrots, because you don't want it to dry completely up. Because that water will be sucking down in that dry soil. So you think, hey, it's nice and wet and I've got plenty of moisture to it, I can seed it. You really don't. And I'm going to do this again just to kind of prove my point. And the way I prove my point, because I made the same mistake myself. But this isn't something that, I'm just smarter than everybody else. It's just you learn from trial and error, and if you can learn from my error, kind of what the channel is about. But anyway, again, that looks pretty good. But due to prior experience, it's still dry, okay? So once this stuff gets dry, it takes a lot of water. And really what you want to do is just start doing like this and getting that water on down in there, okay? That's actually the way you're going to have to do it. So don't think that you can go wet the top of the soil and it gets nice and wet and you have moisture down 2 or 3, 4 inches. it's not gonna happen. You're gonna have to get your hands dirty, get here and mix all that stuff up. And I would do this 3 or 4 times. I'm gonna water some more stuff today. I'll probably come out tomorrow and water some more. And just to get this, I want this to have good water all the way down to the bottom, okay? And we ain't getting water run out the bottom, so, but it's still not wet. So anyway, that's just something I've made mistakes on in the past. Just pass it on to you. Thanks for watching. It's gonna be kind of a short video. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.